Hey everybody, I want you to listen to this. There has been more than 8 million illegal migrants entering the United States. Now, they can't vote, but Senator Bill Hagerty is saying they are counted in the census. And he says that could change America when it comes to congressional districts and so forth. Take a listen to this.
I rise this afternoon to explain why the Senate should vote on my amendment to the funding bill and why the Democrat leader is wrong to hold up this process. This is a process that should already be concluded by now. It's simply because he wants to avoid voting on my amendment. My amendment's simple. It would require that the census determine basic population statistics like the number of citizens, non-citizens, and illegal aliens that live in this country, you know, what the census is supposed to do. And it would require that only U.S. citizens be counted in determining the number of House seats and electoral votes that go to each state. That's pretty simple, that's pretty straightforward. That's how most Americans think things should work here in America. Unfortunately, illegal aliens are currently counted for the purposes of determining how many congressional seats and how many electoral votes a given state may obtain. The more illegal aliens, the more non-citizens in your state or your district, the greater your voting power in Congress and the greater your voting power in presidential elections. This means that in a state like California, millions of illegal aliens result in California getting several more congressional seats, several more electoral college votes. This not only destroys the principle of one person, one vote, by making some Americans' votes more powerful than others, but it encourages illegal immigration and sanctuary cities as a way to increase political power. Think about that. Over the past 3 years, Americans have seen the devastating consequences of this perverse incentive to bring illegal migrants into this country, to leverage them to build more congressional districts and more electoral votes on the backs of these illegal migrants. Joe Biden has allowed nearly 10 million migrants to come into our country illegally just since he took office 3 years ago. That's significantly more than the entire population of my state. That's more than 13 congressional seats and electoral votes that are wrongly distributed. Several weeks ago, video emerged of a Democrat House member from New York calling for more illegal immigration to her district for redistricting purposes. Yes, you heard that. What she means is that Americans are fleeing blue cities and states en masse because of bad government. But congressional seats are allocated based on population. So if you're losing population, you either have to backfill it or lose congressional seats. Thank you. This representative stated that because of population loss, she needs to fill her district with illegal aliens. She has to do that just to keep from losing her congressional seat. She's inviting these illegal aliens to come into her district in New York. Just to do that, Congresswoman Yvette Clarke, if you want to know who it is. Mr. President, the representative who made these comments represents New York's 9th congressional district. That's the same district in which the James Madison High School resides. That's the same district. James Madison High School recently had to clear out its rooms, recently had to clear out the school for illegal immigrant housing. The children were told to go home, to study by Zoom. Their school was now being confiscated to place illegal aliens in their school. Interestingly, that's also the very same district that the Democrat leader formerly represented when he served in the House of Representatives. Even more interesting than that, James Madison High School is the very high school that our Democrat leader attended. The weight of every American's votes should be equal. More illegal alien resettlement shouldn't mean more political power. My amendment would ensure just that. Currently, a sanctuary city with hundreds of thousands of illegal aliens not only gets more electoral votes and congressional seats because these illegal aliens are counted, but the weight of residents' votes are stronger because their voting power includes the population of non-citizens, despite the fact that these non-citizens can't vote. These illegal aliens provide leverage to citizens in these sanctuary cities. For instance, in a sanctuary city congressional district that contains 50% illegal aliens, the number of actual voters is halved, and the power of their votes is doubled relative to a district that contains only citizens. Think about it. If your district is 50% illegal aliens, those citizens that are allowed to vote have twice as much power as those congressional districts like those in my state that don't have these illegal aliens counted. Only citizens should be counted in determining the power of citizens' votes. If this perverse incentive and dilution of Americans' votes is allowed to continue, the surge in illegal immigration under President Biden will also continue. And it will continue because they want to increase power in sanctuary states. This destroys the one person, one vote principle. All of this is to backfill congressional districts, just like the one in Brooklyn, New York, that Congresswoman Clark was calling for. That's why I'm offering my amendment, Hagerty number 1634, to preserve the one person, one vote principle, and to ensure that only citizens are counted in determining the power of citizens' votes. If Democrats allowed to vote on it, we could have resolved this whole process already. Yet we're still here. The question is pretty simple. Are Democrats willing to vote on my amendment to stop illegal aliens from being counted in determining congressional seats and electoral votes? Or are they so desperate to preserve this political power grab that they can't possibly risk the chance of losing it in bringing my amendment to a vote? There's no question where the blame should lie for any delay or government shutdown that might occur from this. I'm not asking my Democrat colleagues to vote for this. I'm simply asking that they vote on it. Although I hope they would consider the implications of putting illegal immigrants over their interest over the interest of the citizens of this country. For an issue this important to the American people, our citizens deserve to know where their representatives stand.